I do love me some pumpkin pie. It will forever be my favorite part of Thanksgiving. However, for me, one of my most cherished Thanksgiving memories actually involves a Thanksgiving without pumpkin pie, if you can believe it or not. So, for my first Thanksgiving away from home when I was in the Army, I was invited over to my squad leader's house for Thanksgiving dinner. So, I consider it kind of a moment of personal growth and development for me. Being as Sergeant Alston, an African American man, invited me, a basic white dude, over to his house for Thanksgiving, it's something of a moment of growth. Going into a Thanksgiving dinner, you expect all of the typical trappings of a Thanksgiving feast, right? The traditional turkey, the stuffing, all of that stuff. But the Alston household did not have pumpkin pie. Instead, it was the more soul food variation of sweet potato pie. So it was something of a change for me being a basic white guy invited to an African American family's house for Thanksgiving. You don't really expect to see anything different from the traditional Thanksgiving feast, right? I mean, we're all Americans. We all kind of do Thanksgiving. We all do the football, the turkey, the stuffing, the cranberry sauce shaped like a can. All of those things are pretty kind of typical. And you just take it for granted this is how Thanksgiving is. Everybody does it the same, right? However, sometimes in our global society, people of different cultures might have just a slightly different take on things. Like, for instance, the dessert. Me, being raised basic white dude, our tradition was always pumpkin pie. And again, as I said, I love pumpkin pie. So for me, it's just not Thanksgiving without pumpkin pie. However, when dessert was served, we received sweet potato pie. And at first blush, I was a little bit apprehensive, I'll be honest with you. Just always being so used to pumpkin pie and now something different at the table, level of apprehension. But I didn't want to be an ungracious guest by any means. I mean, Sergeant Alston and his wife were more than gracious to invite us over, and we had an absolutely great time that day. The thing that made it a moment of discovery was my first bite of the sweet potato pie. I was surprised to find it tasted basically exactly like pumpkin pie. I enjoyed it so much so that once we were all kind of finishing up dinner, dessert, and everything, there was still a lone second helping piece of pumpkin pie sitting there, and nobody seemed to be touching it. So, of course, I sheepishly kind of asked everybody around the table. I was like, does anybody mind? Kind of did that little wandering thing. And, of course, with a smile, the Alston said, Cudworth, you want it, it's yours, and I think that was kind of that little, as silly as it sounds, a learning moment where going into something with apprehension, sweet potato pie, and enjoying it so thoroughly that I ended up asking for seconds. And it really makes me think about, again, some of those cultural differences that we might have if we're meeting other people from different backgrounds. And sometimes people might have some apprehension about these things, about these encounters. So, in a sense, sweet potato pie ended up being something of a lesson in culture to me. And about that dichotomy, about how, sometimes people from different cultures might do things differently. And just how sweet potato pie and pumpkin pie might have different ingredients. At the end of the day, they're still, in many ways, very much the same. Just like how an African American family or a Anglo-Saxon family might have various different cultural differences, but in their heart, they're still families, and they're so much more alike than they are so different. And in times like this, we share. We have our families and those that are close to us, and we love, we laugh, we all do all of those same things. So no matter what our ingredients, be it pumpkin or sweet potato, we are all just as sweet. So I just wanted to kind of offer that little bit of a thought to you and wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, no matter what kind of pie it is that you will be enjoying this Thanksgiving. Let's enjoy it together. Happy Thanksgiving. All right. Fuck it.
Eating montage.
Yeah, I know, right? Great.